Today we're making fried monkfish liver with bacon and onions. Gonna be delicious. We'll need a couple of ingredients: flour, salt, pepper, 3 onions, about 7 or 8 strips of bacon. We'll also need about a pound's worth of monkfish liver. So the first thing that you'll want to do is clean your liver. I did this about a week ago, so if you want to see in detail how to do this, I'm gonna link that video as well. Essentially remove the membrane as well as take out all the visible veins. Now from there I froze it, so I've just thawed it here for the past few hours. The next thing that we want to do is just clean it off a little bit, and from there we're gonna put it into a solution. Now why are we putting it into a solution? Well, it is going to be to remove some of the smell, and especially the fishy smell from the liver. So you could either use milk with a tiny bit of lemon in it, but to be honest, what I've found to be most efficient is to use sake. So you'll just put your liver into a little plastic bag like this. From there we're going to pour sake until it covers the entire liver. So depending on how much you actually like the fishy liver smell from the the monkfish, that's going to depend on how long you want to leave it in a sake solution. If you leave it for 10 minutes, you're going to remove some of that smell and taste. But if you leave it upwards of half an hour, that's going to take out a lot of the smell and taste of that fishiness that we're so familiar with. So up to you really. I recommend half an hour personally. If you're going to use milk or something like vinegar, could also work to soak this in. You want to leave it longer because it's not as effective. But anyway, now that we are on the same page here, we have the liver here and we have the other ingredients. So I'm just going to put the liver to the side for now, and we're going to get started working on this other stuff. So we want to start by taking our bacon out of the packaging. Now this is about 150 grams worth of bacon, and this is a slightly smoked bacon. Turn our plate on here. We're going to turn the plate on to about medium high heat, probably more in the realm of medium than high. We're going to fry the bacon here for quite a while. We want to get out a lot of the fat from the bacon so that we can use that to fry up the onions as well as our liver afterwards. Now we're going to cut our onion. I like to just slice them in two and then make these like half circles out of them, but you can make them however you would like. We are going to saute them afterwards. Alright, so the bacon is slowly starting to crisp up here. We're going to want to crisp it up quite a bit because we're going to use a lot of the bacon fat here. In the meantime, why don't we get started on cleaning up this liver that's been sitting now for about half an hour. First of all, I'm going to pour out the sake here. Sadly, nothing delicious to drink there anymore. And I'm going to pour out the liver as well from the bag here. Now, I'm going to pat the liver dry here. I'm just using some regular kitchen towel for this part. Alright, so I'm bringing the liver back here to the chopping board. And we're going to split it into about 4 equal parts here. So the bacon is starting to look good. But for now, let's add about half a cup's worth of flour into a bowl here, and let's also pop in a pinch of pepper in here just for some extra taste. Also, let's do salt. Let's do about double the salt and mix that up. And we're going to go ahead and coat our liver in this mixture. That's going to make it so that the liver gets a nice and even crisp on it. Well, so much for even and the same sized parts, but oh well. Okay, so our bacon here looks nice and very crispy. So what I'm going to do now is take all the bacon out, and I'm going to put this to the side. As for the fat that's remaining here, I'm going to take about half of it out. And the remainder here we are going to use to saute the onions. So I'm going to turn up to maximum heat on the pan here. I'm just going to give it a second to heat up. Now if you like super crispy bacon, you could also pat the bacon dry at this point. I like it a little bit fatty, so I'm not going to do that. So our pot is nice and warm by now. And we're going to be adding in all our delicious onions to the pot like that, and we're just going to saute it, so that's going to be pretty quick, just a couple of minutes here. Now at the same time I'm going to add in a tiny bit of salt as well as pepper, about the same ratios as we did earlier, so twice the salt as pepper, but it's up to you really, it's preference, right? Alright, so I'm liking the look of the onions by now. It should be nice and tasty with that bacon grease in there as well. So I'm going to take these off the plate now, and I'm just going to put them here with the bacon for now. Alright, so I'm turning the temperature back down again to about medium-high heat, probably more on the side of medium. And next up we're going to toss all our fat back in there, or the one we have remaining anyway. And we are ready to fry up our monkfish liver. So I'm going to put our monkfish liver down here, and we're going to do about 2 minutes on each side. It's smelling delicious. We're about halfway. All right, so we're ready to turn them around. And we're gonna give them the same treatment here on the other side as well. Wow, look at that, nice and crispy. So our 4 minutes here in total have passed and we're ready to take these bad boys off the heat. So I'm going to turn that off first of all. For plating, what we're going to do here is, you can see we have 4 pieces here, so 4 servings. Put that down first. And then we have our sides here. So take your onion, put that here on top, and some bacon as well. I guess about 2 strips for each piece. Oh, looks amazing. So let's give this a little taste test. Try the pure liver. That is really good. Really soft on the inside, and then you have that little crunch on the outside. Still have a little bit of that monkfish taste to it, if you know what I mean. But really, really good consistency. If you like liver, you're gonna love this. If you like monkfish as well, you're gonna love it even more. Let's try with a little bit of onion, as well as some bacon in there. Oh, that's even better. That's super good. If you like this, I'm gonna make more. If you want a recipe on exactly how to make this monkfish liver, I'm gonna add a recipe in the video description, put together something for you guys with exact measurements and all that. Tomorrow, I'll put out a new video where I'll make another monkfish dish. So if you're into that, I'm gonna link it here. You can check it out next. Thanks for watching this one. I'm gonna enjoy this. See you tomorrow.